All right, so get ready because we are going deep on the 2025 Golden Globes. You have provided a stack of articles, and we're going to go way beyond the headlines. We're talking trends, surprises, and some real behind-the-scenes insights.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating journey through the world of cinema and television. From those sweeping wins to the unexpected snubs, we'll be uncovering what these awards really tell us about the state of entertainment today.
Love that. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the big winners of the night. Did any films or shows just completely steal the show?
Oh, absolutely. This year, there are two major powerhouses that dominated the awards. One was Emilia Pérez, the French musical drama that's been generating buzz all over the world. It swept the awards with a remarkable 4 wins, including Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, and Best Motion Picture Non-English Language.
4 wins. That's incredible. I'm sensing a pattern here. Didn't it also dominate at the European Film Awards? It feels like Emilia Pérez is on a winning streak.
It's spot on. Its success at the European Film Awards back in December makes it a serious contender for the Oscars. This could be a sign that international cinema is gaining more recognition and appreciation, particularly films from non-English-speaking countries.
That's such an interesting point. I remember when Parasite won Best Picture a few years ago. It felt like such a watershed moment. Maybe Emilia Pérez is part of that larger shift.
It certainly seems that way. And this raises a bigger question. Is Hollywood becoming more inclusive, embracing stories from different cultures and languages?
We'll definitely want to revisit that thought later on. Okay, so Emilia Pérez is a force to be reckoned with, but you mentioned there were 2 few major players this year.
Right. Alongside Emilia Pérez, we saw The Brutalist make a huge splash, winning Best Motion Picture Drama, along with Best Director for Brady Corbett and Best Actor in a Drama for Adrien Brody.
The Brutalist. That title really piques my curiosity. Is there any connection to the architectural style? Brutalism, all that raw, concrete, and geometric shapes?
That's a great observation. Brutalism as an architectural style often evokes a sense of starkness and rawness. And from what I've gathered, the film explores some pretty complex themes. Ambition, loss, the human condition. It wouldn't be surprising if the title reflects those themes in a symbolic way.
Okay, so we've got these 2 critically acclaimed films cleaning up at the awards, but I have to ask, were there any major upsets or snubs? Those moments that leave everyone gasping.
There were definitely some surprises. One of the biggest was Anora getting completely shut out. It was predicted to be a frontrunner, particularly with Mikey Madison expected to take home Best Actress, but it ended up losing in every single category it was nominated for.
Wow, talk about a plot twist. That's the thing about award shows. They always keep us on our toes. Speaking of surprises, I have to mention Demi Moore. Seeing her win Best Actress in a musical or comedy for The Substance was a highlight for me.
It was a fantastic moment. Not only did she win, but critics have been raving about her performance, calling it some of her best work yet.
It feels like a major career resurgence for her. I'm curious, can you tell us a bit more about her role in The Substance and why critics are so impressed?
From what I've read, she plays a reclusive, eccentric chemist who develops this groundbreaking but highly addictive substance. The reviews highlight her ability to portray both the character's brilliance and her descent into chaos. With incredible nuance and depth, it's a performance that's generating a lot of Oscar buzz.
That sounds absolutely captivating. I'll have to add The Substance to my watch list ASAP. Now, before we move on to the world of television, let's hear about some of the other standout acting performances in film.
Absolutely. In the drama categories,
Yeah.
we already mentioned Adrien Brody for The Brutalist. But on the Best Actress side, we had a truly unexpected win. Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. She beat out some heavy hitters, including Angelina Jolie for Maria and Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl.
Wow, she must have given a phenomenal performance to beat out such strong contenders. I'm not very familiar with Fernanda Torres or I'm Still Here. Can you give us a little background?
Fernanda Torres is a renowned Brazilian actress, and I'm Still Here is a powerful drama that tackles themes of grief and resilience. From what I've read, Torres delivers a raw and deeply moving portrayal of a woman grappling with a profound loss, and her performance has been described as both heartbreaking and inspiring.
That sounds incredible. And what about the supporting categories? Who's shown there?
In the Best Supporting Actor category, Kieran Culkin won for his role in the comedy A Real Pain, which interestingly enough also starred Jesse Eisenberg, who was nominated for Best Actor. It seems like there was some great on-screen chemistry between them. And as we mentioned earlier, Zoe Saldana added to Emilia Pérez's winning streak by taking home Best Supporting Actress.
Okay, so we've covered some major ground with the film awards, and it's clear there were some incredible performances and surprises. Now let's shift gears and dive into the world of television. What were some of the standout shows and performances that took home the gold?
Well, one show that really dominated the television categories was Shōgun, racking up an impressive 4 awards, including Best Television Series Drama. The show's actors also had a stellar night, with Hiroyuki Sanada, Anna Sawai, and Tadanobu Asano all receiving awards for their performances.
4 awards for Shōgun. That's quite a feat. I'm sensing a theme here. Stories from around the world are really making their mark this year, both in film and on television. What else stood out to you in the TV categories?
2 of the shows that had a particularly successful night were Baby Reindeer and Hacks, each securing 2 awards. Baby Reindeer won Best Limited Series, and Richard Gadd was recognized for his performance in the show.
And for Hacks, we already know Jean Smart won for Best Actress in a Comedy Series, but I believe there was another win for the show, right?
Exactly. Hannah Einbinder won Best Supporting Actress for her role alongside Jean Smart in Hacks, continuing their winning streak from last year. They're a dynamic duo on screen,
Yeah.
clearly beloved by critics and audiences alike.
So we've covered the big winners in both film and television, and I'm already feeling like I need to update my watch list. But before we move on, I think it's important to acknowledge those who were honored for their lifetime achievements.
Absolutely. The Golden Globes also celebrated the careers of 2 legendary figures in entertainment. Viola Davis received the Cecil B. DeMille Award for her incredible contributions to film, and Ted Danson received the Carol Burnett Award, recognizing his outstanding work in television.
It's always so inspiring to see these iconic actors receive such well-deserved recognition for their long and impactful careers. And speaking of legacies, there's one more win that caught my eye. Wicked won the award for cinematic and box office achievement, which is interesting considering its roots on Broadway.
That is fascinating. It's not every day that we see such a successful crossover from stage to screen. It speaks volumes about the enduring power of Wicked's story and its ability to resonate with audiences across different mediums.
It really does. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've seen the triumphs of Emilia Pérez and The Brutalist, the surprise wins, the acting standouts, and the impact of shows like Shōgun. Now that we've got a sense of the big picture, I'm curious, what details or trends stood out to you the most?
Well, for me, what's really fascinating is the success of Emilia Pérez. It's not just about a single film winning awards. It's about what this win represents. It raises a thought-provoking question. It makes you wonder if this is a sign of a broader shift in the entertainment landscape, a growing appreciation for international cinema, and particularly films from non-English speaking countries.
Absolutely. We've seen this trend emerge in recent years, haven't we? I mean, Parasite winning Best Picture a few years back,
Yeah.
Drive My Car making waves. It feels like audiences are becoming more open to films with subtitles.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the role of streaming services in all this. They've made international cinema more accessible than ever before. You can now explore films from all over the world from the comfort of your own home.
So true. I know I've personally discovered some amazing films through streaming that I might never have encountered otherwise. It's like having a whole world of cinema at your fingertips. Okay, let's play a little game of what if here. What if Emilia Pérez goes all the way and wins Best Picture at the Oscars? What do you think that would say about the global influence of cinema today?
That would be a huge moment, wouldn't it? It would signal a real shift in the industry, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
A recognition that Hollywood is becoming more inclusive and that audiences are embracing stories from all corners of the world.
It would be a win not just for Emilia Pérez, but for global cinema as a whole. It would be a testament to the power of storytelling to transcend borders and connect with people on a universal level.
Exactly. And it would be fascinating to see how that might influence the types of films that get made and the stories that get told in the future.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Emilia Pérez, but let's not forget about some of the other fascinating wins and snubs from the Golden Globes. Were there any other moments that really surprised you?
Well, going back to those surprise wins, Fernanda Torres taking home Best Actress in a Drama for I'm Still Here was definitely unexpected. Beating out Angelina Jolie and Nicole Kidman, that's no small feat.
I know, it makes me want to learn more about this film. I'm admittedly not very familiar with I'm Still Here. Can you give us a bit more context? What's the film about?
It's a Brazilian drama, and from what I've read, it explores the complex emotional journey of a woman grappling with a devastating loss. Torres' performance has been described as both raw and deeply moving. It's definitely piqued my interest.
It sounds like a powerful film, and now I'm adding it to my list too. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the television side of things. Were there any surprises or snubs in the TV categories that stood out to you?
You know, one thing that surprised me was that The Diplomat didn't win any awards, especially with Kerry Russell nominated for Best Actress. It was a really well-received show.
I agree. I thought The Diplomat was fantastic, but I guess the competition was just fierce this year.
It really was. But Shōgun was a formidable opponent, wasn't it? Especially with those multiple acting wins.
Shōgun definitely emerged as a strong contender, and I have to admit, it wasn't really on my radar before the Golden Globes. I feel like it was a bit of a dark horse in the race.
That's true. But its success at the Golden Globes could really catapult it into the Emmy conversation later this year. It's a visually stunning show with a compelling story and a talented cast.
So if we think about the awards race as a whole, both for the Oscars and the Emmys, what insights can we glean from the Golden Globes results? Are there any clear frontrunners emerging?
It's still early days, of course, but Emilia Pérez is definitely a film to watch for the Oscars, and its success could be a sign of things to come, indicating a growing openness to international cinema within the Academy.
And we can't count out The Brutalist with its 3 wins. It seems like we have a really exciting race shaping up.
Absolutely. And as for television, Shōgun is now a major player in the drama categories. Those multiple acting wins could give it a real edge at the Emmys.
You know, it's always fascinating to see how the Golden Globes can sometimes shake things up and make us rethink our predictions. They don't always perfectly align with the Oscars or Emmys, but they offer valuable insights into what's capturing the attention of industry voters.
Exactly. They give us a glimpse into what's resonating with both critics and audiences. And that's what makes award season so exciting.
It's all about the different perspectives and the element of surprise. Okay, I want to shift gears a bit and hear your personal take on the Golden Globes. What stood out to you the most? What surprised you, delighted you, or maybe even made you think, that's interesting?
Well, beyond Demi Moore's well-deserved comeback,
Yeah.
I was really struck by the sheer diversity of the winners this year. We had winners from France, Brazil, Japan. It felt like a true celebration of global storytelling, which I think is incredibly important.
I completely agree. It reflects a changing landscape in the entertainment industry and, as you mentioned earlier, a growing appreciation for stories from all over the world.
Exactly. It's a reminder that great storytelling knows no boundaries.
All right, before we get too caught up in the excitement of the awards themselves, let's talk about the ceremony itself. How did you feel about Nikki Glaser as the host? Did she hit the mark?
I thought she was fantastic. She was funny, engaging, and she kept the show moving at a good pace. Plus, she didn't shy away from poking fun at Hollywood, which I always appreciate.
I loved her humor, too. It felt like she struck the right balance between being playful and respectful, which isn't always easy to do.
Exactly. And she handled those unexpected moments with grace and a touch of humor, which is always impressive.
Okay, we can't talk about an awards show without mentioning the fashion. Were there any red carpet looks that really caught your eye? Any show-stopping moments?
Oh, there were so many stylish looks. It's hard to choose just one. But one that really stood out to me was Cynthia Erivo. She absolutely stunned in that custom emerald green gown.
Oh, I saw that. It was breathtaking. She always brings such a unique sense of style to the red carpet.
She does.
Yeah.
And speaking of style, I also love Jeremy Allen White's look.
Ooh, the bear himself. I have to say, he always manages to look effortlessly cool. What was he wearing?
He went for a classic tuxedo, but he added a touch of personality with a velvet bow tie and some statement jewelry. It was the perfect blend of classic and contemporary.
So we've covered the trends, the surprises, the fashion. Is there anything else from this year's Golden Globes that you think is worth highlighting? Anything that really resonated with you?
You know what I find fascinating? The Golden Globes can act as a springboard for lesser-known films and shows, introducing them to a wider audience.
That's a great point. It's like a discovery platform, isn't it? Shining a light on hidden gems.
Exactly. Take Baby Reindeer, for example. Winning Best Limited Series is huge for a show that might not have been on everyone's radar. Now, thanks to the Golden Globes, more people will be seeking it out.
It's a reminder that awards shows can do more than just celebrate the big names and the blockbusters. They can introduce us to new voices, new stories, new perspectives that we might otherwise have missed.
And that's one of the things I love most about them. They broaden our horizons and remind us of the incredible range of talent and creativity out there in the world of film and television.
It's a beautiful thought, isn't it? And it makes me even more excited to see what the future holds for both film and television.
Me too. I always look forward to seeing how these award shows shape the conversation and inspire us to explore new stories and perspectives.
It really does feel like a golden age of storytelling. With so many different voices and perspectives finding their way to the screen, it's exciting to see how these award shows play a part in that discovery process.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, the Golden Globes. like other award shows, serve as a platform, a spotlight that can illuminate those hidden gems and bring them to the forefront.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've discussed the wins, the snubs, the trends, the fashion, even the role of the Golden Globes in shaping the entertainment landscape. As we wrap up our deep dives, is there anything else from this year's awards that you think deserves a shout out? Anything that particularly resonated with you?
One thing that stuck with me is the sheer range of genres and styles that were recognized this year. We saw everything from musicals and historical dramas to dark comedies and thought-provoking limited series.
It really does showcase the incredible breadth of creativity in the industry right now, and I think it speaks to the evolving tastes of audiences. We're hungry for diverse stories, for unique perspectives, for something that challenges us and stays with us long after the credits roll.
Absolutely. And the Golden Globes, with its mix of film and television awards, offers a unique snapshot of that creative landscape. It's a reminder that entertainment can take so many forms, and there's something out there for everyone.
And that's a perfect note to end on, wouldn't you say?
I couldn't agree more.
It's been an absolute pleasure diving deep into the Golden Globes with you.
The feeling is mutual. I always enjoy these insightful conversations.
And a huge thank you to you, our listener, for joining us on this journey. We hope you've enjoyed uncovering the hidden gems, the trends, the surprises, and maybe even discovered a new film or show to add to your watch list. Until next time, happy viewing.